Hello everyone and welcome back to more Going Local here with Feyenoord, and it's the final episode of the season, the final episode of season 4, and potentially the final episode in charge of Feyenoord, depending on what jobs become available, maybe, potentially, but certainly not the final episode in Holland, because we definitely will need to be here for another season at some point, because we haven't won the Dutch Cup and we're probably not going to win the league. That's not a very optimistic way to start things. We're probably not going to win the league. I would say that there's a very strong chance we won't, but there is still a chance that we can. Yes, obviously it would have been a lot easier if last time we had not drawn with AZ Alkmaar. If we'd beaten them, then we'd have a much better chance, especially given what's happened since then. But it is still just about alive. One game has been played since then, and it's a 1-0 win for us against ADO Den Haag. A great result. Even better was what happened as far as Alkmaar are concerned, as they drew 0-0 with De Graafschap, who are already in the relegation playoff. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. They've dropped points. Obviously, it would have been better if they'd lost, but still, they have dropped points, and that means that the situation is like this. With 2 matches left to play, they are only 3 points clear of us. They are 6 goals clear of us. Their goals scored is way better than ours as well. So it's not looking likely, is it? We need them to draw and lose, draw both games, lose both games. And considering that they are playing 2 teams at the bottom of the table, including Heracles, who are the other side already confirmed for the relegation playoff, and SC Canberra, who are above the drop zone as well, I'm not expecting anything good from those games as far as we're concerned. But you never know, they've been dropping more points recently, but they're still not losing. But we at least want to give it as big a fight as possible. Whatever happens, I think we are actually on course for a, maybe not record points tally, but certainly up there. It was actually the best that Feyenoord done this save. They finished second 2 years ago with 80 points, so we could surpass that. That wouldn't be too bad, but, well, we're going to have to keep our fingers crossed. What obviously we need to make sure we do is win both of our games and then just hope and pray for some positive news from elsewhere. We've got our local rival Sparta Rotterdam out first, and then NAC Breda. Much trickier fixtures than them, it's fair to say. But let's just get the job done here, make sure we do what we need to do, and then just hope we get some good news from wherever Alkmaar are playing. And the good news as far as we're concerned is that we are guaranteed second place. We are definitely going to finish above Ajax. We're currently 12 points clear of them. Ridiculous. Unbelievable. And yet we still haven't won the league because someone else has done better. It's the story of FM21 as far as I'm concerned. No matter how good you do, someone's always better than you. And so the team for the final few games is pretty much what I would want it to be. Specken is back. He's going to be in goal. The defence is as you would expect, really. Shimikas, Senezi, St Juste, and Kenny's come back in because, Teze's form has dropped off quite significantly. Kataudi, Davis, and Van Kam is going to be the midfield because, again, Eiting's form has dropped off quite significantly. Balde and Traore are the wingers, and then Jurokovic keeps his place up front by virtue of the fact that he's, all of our strikers are terrible. If we're still here, that's shopping list item 1 striker. I always absolutely hate being in situations like this because obviously we've got to focus on our job. We've got to focus on what we need to do and win both these matches, get 6 points. But we also have to keep one eye on what Alkmaar do. And obviously, if they win both games, what we do is immaterial, absolutely immaterial. If they win and lose, it will come down to goal difference, and that's not looking very good. So if we can just win both our games by a big scoreline, that'll be good. We will put latest scores on when we can, as we're about to concede from kickoff. No, Specken dives in there, crowd of bodies, very brave, gets the ball with no issues at all. And we can now hopefully start a counter. We're mucking around at the back, don't know what we're doing. Traore is able to pick it up, and Kenny can hopefully bring the ball forwards, and this will actually be a chance for us. Hopefully a goal for us, first of many today. We want the goals to flow to sort that goal difference out if the chance comes. Van Kam, Tom Davies, edge of the area, there's options there. Van Kam's in, and Van Kam sets us on our way. Good assist from Balde, good play from Daniel Van Kam, and we've got the lead already. Nice movement from us, quality positioning from Van Kam as well. Good finish from him. He's been a bit sort of hit and miss this season, but that was definitely a hit. I can't even put latest scores on because we just so many highlights. Kataudi, free kick swung in, looking for Senezi. He's found Senezi, but Senezi's not found the goal. Right, we'll put it on now. All the games are happening at the same time. And at the moment, Alkmaar are being held. You don't imagine that will last very long. We need to just keep the goals flowing though. Balde, left-hand side, cuts it back to Van Cam. He's been kicked over. It's got to be a penalty. Got to be a penalty. And if it wasn't a penalty, it was one of the worst dives ever, because I mean, you saw him hit the floor. There was 2 people on him. He's not going to give it though. It was definitely in the box. So it's either a penalty or no foul. And it's no penalty. What? No penalty? You actually kidding me? How is that not a foul? Right, it's taken some time, but Alkmaar have scored. Vavro has given them the lead. And I think with that, perhaps go our title chances. Need a miracle from Heracles, really. I mean, this is the potential situation of goal difference, so we need as many goals as possible. Balde has somehow not scored from that. I've no idea how he's missed it. Half time, we're doing what we need to do here. It's 1-0, it's fine. It's not going to be enough as things stand. Shimikas finds Van Cam, very heavily involved today, flicks it into the box, looking for Djurokovic. It's just been cleared though. Straight to John Joe Kenny. He's got a couple of players to get past. He flicks it in. There's Van Cam, very heavily involved. He's got 6 goals so far this season, and he's got a third of them in this game alone. Good work from Kenny. Been out of the team for a few weeks with some dodgy performances, but much improved today, as has Van Cam. We're looking good. It's 2-0. We need a goal from Heracles. They're in the relegation playoff. I think that's already confirmed, but they're not. They could still be automatically relegated, which they obviously don't want. So they need to be avoiding defeat here. In fact, actually, as a result of the current scoreline, they are bottom of the league. So they're going to get relegated today. They need to be winning this because they might be able to get out. Time's running out for them to do anything, though. That's more the focus than our own game. If they don't get anything back, if Alkmaar win, then it will only be able to come down to goal difference. And I mean, that's probably not a penalty. That did look like he got the ball that time. He's given a penalty that time. I mean, what? He didn't even. How did he give that, but not the previous one? It doesn't matter. Van Cam scored. He's got a hat trick. It's the game of his life, at least for us. 3-0 up. We're fine. I'm just more baffled he gave it as a penalty. I wasn't expecting anything. But right, and speaking of penalties, Alkmaar have gone 2-0 up. So that's over, isn't it? That one is over. At least we've got 3 goals, I suppose. That cuts the goal difference down by 1. It's not going to be enough, is it? It's not going to be enough because we need them to lose on the final day of the season, which they're not going to do. Well, there we are. We've done what we needed to do. We've beaten our rivals once again, 3-0. It's another good performance. Our performances to end the season have been brilliant. It's just the middle part of the season that's kind of cost us, really. Unfortunately, Alkmaar have also won, which means that they will be winning the league unless we have an absolute goal fest and they also lose. So there's the situation then. They're 3 points clear of us. They have got 5 better goal difference than us. So we need them to lose to the side currently in 15th place in the league, who have now nothing to play for because they are now safe from relegation. And we need to make sure we win by 5 goals. I don't think it's going to happen. Right, is anyone else feeling a miracle today? I'm not feeling a miracle, but maybe there will be one. Ilias is coming in because he's the only player we actually have as a striker who scored more than 1 goal in a game. He scored 3 once, so I guess we start him. Otherwise, no changes. Let's just win here by as many goals as we can. I don't think we've ever scored more than 4 goals in a game, but we can try. We can try today and just hope that somehow Canberra can beat Alkmaar. I don't think it's going to happen, but you know what? If we believe, maybe it will. That's how these things work, right? You just have to believe, and even something really stupid might actually work. Cataldi, free kick, early goal, be great. Sinesi, there we go. Sets us on our way. The fact he's only scored 6 this season, and he's our best heading option from free kicks and corners, is probably one of the reasons why we haven't won the league. Because if Christopher Julian was regularly getting like 15, 20 goals a season, same setup, and Sinesi's only got 6. So we're on the way. I mean, if we concede, that's a problem. But ultimately, a draw for Alkmaar is fine. We need them to lose. That's the only thing that helps us. Balde intercepts, racing forwards. Can we get a second? That would really help us out. Shoot straight at the goalkeeper. So not at the moment. Corner from Cataldi. Never been particularly successful. And again, Sinesi heads over. As things stand, we would finish 1 point behind them. Well, that's happened to me before on the game. It's not happening at the moment. They've scored. Alkmaar are winning, which is just brilliant. That's it. It is basically over. I think any chance of a miracle is gone. Cataldi flicks it in, Ilias is there, it's 2. I suppose if we actually do score 5 goals, then we've literally done as much as we could physically have done by ourselves in the run-in. And at least that'll be something. Even if we'd have beaten Alkmaar, that wouldn't have made any difference, I suppose. It's the early... I mean, there's 2 matches this season where we've had a penalty and we missed that penalty and we've gone on to draw 0-0. That's what's really sort of rankling with me, because if we won both those games, if Cataldi had actually scored, or if we had someone else who was actually good at penalties, because I mean, he's the best one. He's only got like 13, 14, if that, maybe only 12. If we had someone that was actually good at penalties, we would be winning the league right now, because we'd have 4 more points and we would be winning the league today. But we didn't, and I guess that's life. That's certainly Football Manager. You don't win them all. We already know that from the season with Celtic where we lost the Scottish Cup final, when it would have been nice if we'd won. You don't win them all. And once again, we are finishing in 2nd place in the competition. And Alkmaar have just gone 2-0 up, so it's completely over. It was fun to believe, wasn't it? It was fun to believe we had a chance, but, well, no. I mean, I would say you have to give them credit. You do have to give them credit, but they have also been ridiculously lucky. I don't know how they've done as well as they have. They've been ridiculously lucky. But I guess in the end, they've got more points than us, so they do deserve to win. You don't sort of win by accident. It's a fantastic goal from Balde to make it 3. We were on for one of our biggest wins of the season here. It's going to be nothing, but at least it will make me feel good. Free kick from Cataldi straight into the wall, but Balde reacts quickest. He has been very good this season, and it's a lovely goal. 3-0, and that's how it ends. It would not have been enough even if Alkmaar had lost, but still a good performance, still a good win, and frustration is the word in the end. Frustration. 82 points, and we still haven't won the league. 3 points behind as Alkmaar win, which is not what I expected. If we'd lost to if that was Ajax, it would at least be understandable, but it wasn't. It isn't. And that is slightly confusing to me. But at least we avoid the, certainly the relegation playoff, but we avoid the stupid European qualification playoff. That's fine. And you have to say overall, where they were last season, that's a good performance. Way more of an improvement on that. Alkmaar have only got 2 points less than what Ajax did last year. Ajax normally dominant. I mean, we got more points than they did in the first season, so we would have won the league in season 1 with the tally we have. But it's not enough this time. So there we go. Yeah, it happens. So what we'll sort of look at now, we'll look for the season review. That'll come up in a second, and then we'll have a quick look at jobs. We'll go forwards a week or so, because that's when the sort of other leagues end. We'll see about other jobs. If there are anything really interesting, then I will probably apply for them. If Erik ten Hag gets sacked, which I don't think he will, but if he does, I'm definitely going to apply for the Ajax job. That's a certainty. If not, though, and if there's nothing particularly interesting, then we will stay and we will try again. We will do a bit of a rebuild over the summer, see what we can bring in terms of players to improve things and see if we can go again. I mean, in the end, we are only 3 points behind. It's not like we've been rubbish. We've been kind of unlucky in terms of the draws. Some of these draws, very unlucky, but it's not like we're not contenders. My concern, though, is that Ajax have had such a bad season by their own standards. That's never going to happen again. And it's just unfortunate that that has happened, and yet Alkmaar have fluked their way to the title. All right, here we go. Season review. Very somber when you don't win anything, isn't it? Very somber indeed. But season 4 has been... It's been all right. You can't really argue with it, I guess. It's been a good season by normal standards. It just would have been nice if we'd won the league, or at least won the cup. In terms of signings, most of the signings I think did quite well. Braff was decent, Van Kam was decent in patches, San Justo was brilliant, he's been a very, very good signing. Everyone else just kind of sort of average. It's going to be interesting to see how much money we have to spend in the summer. I don't know how much we're going to get from the board. There's quite a few players I'd like to offload if we can, mainly Patrick Bamford. I mean, apparently the financials are ruined, everything is down, which I guess is a product of not being in Europe, but yeah. So that could be an issue for the old bank balance. Team of the season, Pat in goal, Shimikas and Juste, Senesi and Kenny, Cataldi, Van Kam, Davis, Traore, Braff gets in there ahead of Balde, which I think is a bit unfair on Balde, and Ilias up front. I guess you can more or less agree with that. Player of the season is Cataldi. He would have been a better player of the season if he hadn't missed a penalty as often as he did. Braff, young player of the season. St. Juste, signing of the season. Goal of the season is Shimikas. Traore is top goal scorer with 12 goals. That tells you a story. But then, well, Man City in real life are going to win at least the league, and pretty sure their top goal scorer is Gundogan with 12. So, we would have been easier if we scored more goals. Cataldi cleans up the other awards. So the board are pleased because we've challenged for the title 4 years ahead of schedule, which is good. But obviously, as far as we're concerned, we want that title. That's what we want. The board are not expecting all that too much next year, which is fine in terms of our job security. But again, in a save like this, it doesn't really matter too much. Now, Ten Hag appears to not have been sacked. No, he's still stable, which isn't great, but it doesn't look like, unless he quits or gets a new job, doesn't look like he's going anywhere. I will keep an eye on that throughout. We'll obviously go forward another week, see if there are any other major vacancies. Right, now this is maybe an issue. Transfer budget of 10.42 million, which is what we already had anyway. So, yay. Not much wage budget either. Again, that's just what we already had. We've got 15 million in the bank, which I guess is kind of the problem. We're not very rich. There are players we can obviously look to sell. I would like to sell, as said, Bamford at least. But yeah, that's an issue. That is an issue. The facility's downgraded as well. That kind of makes me want to get a new job a bit more. Obviously, we've got 16 more seasons. We can come back to Holland. If the Ajax job is available, or maybe the Alkmaar job is available down the line, we can come back at some point. And I think ultimately at this point, even if the time runs out in terms of the 20 years, if there's still physical time in real life before FM22 comes out, I'll keep going. It'll just mean that we failed the challenge. So we can come back to Holland again. I mean, if there's a better job that we can actually get, because 10 million, is that going to be enough even with sales? Probably not. That's not even enough to really buy one player we need. Right then, pretty much all the major leagues in Europe have finished, apart from Serie A, really, which has got one more round. But these are the jobs available, and it's not great. Wolves is the only one. Plenty of insecurity, though. Tottenham, Allegri's insecure. Koeman is insecure at Barcelona. A few other things, potentially as well. Hertha Berlin, Hoffenheim. Nothing really amazing. We're not going to get the Barcelona job. Surely we won't get the Barcelona job. So really the only one at the moment, and it's not even available yet, is Tottenham. They've not qualified for Europe, which again, obviously something we still need to win going forwards. It's not a very good season as far as they're concerned by any means whatsoever. Not a very good season for them by any means whatsoever, but in terms of players, they've still got Harry Kane, Dele Alli, they've got Tielemans, Son is still there, Reguilon. It's a very good squad. If the Spurs job becomes available, I'll probably apply for it. I will probably apply for it because they've got a good, decent team here. But obviously the thing with the Premier League is there's so many other teams that can win. So I don't know. As things stand, unless anything amazing comes along, we will still be here next season. We'll have one more go, at least, of winning the Eredivisie and the Dutch Cup. Obviously not much money to spend. I will have to do some transfer magic to get us some more players in. Obviously both wildcards still available, but otherwise it will be Dutch players. We will see what happens. If we do move clubs during this summer, we may come back for a sort of bonus episode on that one. That'll be on Saturday if it happens. If not, we'll be back on Monday for a new season with Feyenoord. But that is going to be that for today and for season 4. It was good, but not good enough. Hopefully next time things will be okay. Hopefully we can get a little bit more quality and get it over the line. Thank you very much for watching though. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe as well. Ready for next season. And I will see you next time. Probably here, maybe somewhere else.